want, but you still want me. You can brag all you want, but you still low. Your nigga put me on the block list, you spent your rent on me, and niggas gonna be mad all day life cause we ain't homies. You can pick the scoreboard, bitch, we been up. You can say the fake love, bitch, the jig is up.
Hey, you know what the deal is? Your girl Barbie Velvet, and you guys have tuned into a special edition of Widescope because I have two of my very important support systems. You feel me? I have the KO here, who is one of the partners with Juice Program _ Cali, and I have the Slauson activists here. You feel me? And these are two people that I lean on when I'm having bad days, that support me. So they are more than just partners or a sponsor in my podcast. They are really genuine support systems, and I just want to say thank y'all from the bottom of my heart that I wouldn't make it through some days if I didn't have y'all to call and vent to.
Most definitely.
So go ahead and tell everybody your IG so we can go ahead and get started on this special edition.
All right, so Slauson Activist, Slauson Ave Activist. You can find me everywhere at Slauson Ave Activist.
So I got a Juice Program _ Cali, and then I got King KO Hendrix.
Alrighty, and the purpose on why I have the both of you guys here today is because I was inspired by the interview we did with LA Meech, and I wanted to have two people that I feel that I know have been through the jail system and that are now taking some of their talents and their gifts and their blessings to not only create companies but also find a way to give back to the youth and do different things. You feel me? So before we get into what we're doing right now, positively, I want to talk about your stories and who you are, okay? So we're going to go ahead and start with you, KO. You feel me? Go ahead and tell people a little bit about yourself as far as your passions or why you're trying to give back through your company and whatnot.
Well, shoot, I never even thought I'd have a company till about 2 months ago. So, blessings on that. But basically, I came out the streets just like everybody else, single mother, all of that, prison, juvenile hall. And I just feel like if there was correction before, they wouldn't never made all that money off of me, the system. The system is designed to make money off you, win off you. So if I'd have knew that before, I would have never even got into that, So right now what I'm doing with the youth is, you done been with me, water fights, organized water fights, organized Nerf gun fights, organized Orby gun fights. I done bought like 50 Orby guns this year so we could have this Orby gun fight. And just like giving the kids something else to do. And then right now I'm focusing on this after school computer lab with video technology and just teaching them something different than gang banging and hanging out and all of that.
Slauson activists, let's talk a little bit about what inspires you and what you're doing with your work.
So most definitely, I'm a 14-year-old felon, high school dropout, college graduate. So Slauson Ave Activist. I was raised on 56 in Vermont, between Vermont and Butler. If it wasn't for my Boys to Men enrichment teachers at John Muir Middle School, I wouldn't have the opportunity to know anything about myself that would combat what I needed to know when it was time for me to actually, deal with the peer pressures of life. So when I became 21 years old, I went back to a program to get help for my own mental health and to get the same type of guidance that I got when I was younger. And my Boys to Men enrichment teachers was right there. So I was able to go back to the program that I graduated from in 7th grade in 2004. And I've been a teacher ever since 2012. So it was only one of the few programs that allowed a lot of, I guess we consider street niggas because we're from the inner city.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it gave us an opportunity to work with kids and make our struggle productive. But yeah.
So when I think about you guys having programs, I tell myself, because we were part of the problem, because I speak for myself, I've done a lot of programs, and I feel like part of being the class clown, you kind of know how to instruct the class. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because crazy, you know how to talk to crazy. Unfortunately, it just works. You know what I mean? What is going to be different about the programs and the approach on how you're going to move forward that is different than the programs that are already implemented into our communities? What are you going to do different? What is your edge?
Well, shoot, I'm going to keep it real. We out there in the dirt where it hurt. up in Lancaster.
Woo, in the dirt where it hurts.
I like that one.
Especially when it's,
That was a bar.
that was a bar for real.
So, you know, it ain't really no programs out there at all. So what I'm doing right now is a far reach. I got to go all the way to L.A. to get people to come to AV, basically. And it's just a far reach right now, you know. So I'm doing better than anybody else right now just by having to organize water gun fights and stuff like that. And, you
That's
know,
lit.
get back to the Sparks game. You know, we took the kids to the Sparks game.
This past shout out to everyone that was a part of Global Day of Compassion. We were able to take a large amount of kids to different events. We passed out water to the homeless earlier that morning in Lancaster, me and my daughter and her friends. And then we also went with a group, me and Juice Program and Green Visuals. And shout out to the Clean. We all went to the Sparks game and took kids to the basketball game. And then afterwards, we went to a pop-up that Juice Program was a part of with, tell them about it.
Time Done. Time Done is an organization that's about basically, if you did your time already, it's done. It's over. Give it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we going through all this stuff to get our records expunged and all of that. For them to still be able to go back and judge us by that. So right now, August the 10th, they're having a march up there on Capitol Hall, basically marching and protesting the fact that if we get something to sponge us off our record, it should be permanently sealed. You shouldn't even be able to go back and look at it. Like, it never happened. Even when you look up in the computers, police, it never happened. The arrest never happened, nothing. So that's what we're fighting for right now with Time Done.
That's hard.
What impresses me though is that a lot of people know Slauson activists and see you as a camera person or as a film or a media person. When I look at you, I know that you are a teacher and an activist and a leader. How do you tell the world how you've been able to figure out how to master taking this industry and using it as a good tool and asset in the industry?
So like, because I've been working in the hood that I'm from, like I was a Slauson activist before I ever had a camera, and when you a nigga in your hood, like the people that you service, the connections that you have, like I got over 1,000 students that been through our program. So it was over 4,000 of us. So like I'm the Slauson activist, but it's about 4,000 other graduates that graduated Boys to Man, all off Slauson from John Muir Middle School. Like we a hood. Like when we see each other in public, we be like, yo, man, Mr. Rector, Mr. Norwood, like everything that them brothers did for us, you know what I mean, with Malcolm X and teaching us about ourselves. That where I go in hoods with a camera, I get a pass from all these hoods because it's like when I shot for Treyway 6K, right? Treyway 6K is a famous rapper. He from the other side of, you know, him and Zoe is from two different sides. But because he was a student at John Muir Middle School and he remembered me as a teaching person, it's like, yo, I fuck with this nigga, man. I know he a positive nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I'm the best camera person. I think I just got the best purpose. And because I'm trying to help people, I'm going to always be blessed. You know what I mean? That's why I don't charge a lot. That's why I do a lot of free work, because it's about our people. It's about the community.
See, when I look at the both of you, I realize the blessing at looking at the both of you is that men can come from jail, men can come from hard time, men can come from mental health, men can come from poverty, and they can flip that and turn what used to be a street hustle or what used to be something that could be overlooked and turn that into companies and businesses. You know what I mean? Because you doing film and you having your company, Juice Program, you guys are able to make a difference. I feel like you guys are the teachers that kids will think of later. You know what I mean? You guys are your own. Like for me, shout out to Mr. Daly from Audubon Middle School. He had his funeral the other day, and I remember him being at Audubon, you know, Mr. Daly. And I told myself that it's a pleasure and an honor to look back and know that we are those people that go above and beyond our job descriptions to make a difference in kids' lives, that when people shut the casket on us, there'll be some kids that will remember us, you know? And I look at the both of you guys like that. What do you guys think as far as that people, I feel like there's a miss, right? Where like people in schools don't have that connection. There's no Mr. Daly no more. There's no Mr. Wilsons no more. What do you guys think is that misconnect that schools are missing, that they're just not making that connection with young boys and young girls that they once used to?
You want to to go first, big dog?
Because I know you guys see it, you guys come from it. Where's the
just
disconnect?
kind of like the disconnect with the streets and the police to me.
Yeah.
If you not like he said, he from his hood. He a teacher of his hood. You know what I'm saying? So they know him. So they respect him more as a man. You know, like he really from here. He a teacher. You know, like damn, I could still be from here and be a teacher.
Yep.
I could still have tattoos on me and they gonna pay me to be a teacher.
Hell yeah, especially for them bad kids. You feel me? They love that shit. They call me the nigga whisperer up there. You feel me?
You know what I'm saying?
Send it to that nigga class.
That's because they know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you going to get on them. You gonna not only discipline them, but show them the right way before. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to them.
Yeah, you know what's the secret, though, man? It's just really showing them that they human. And I realize that everybody else, when they see us, because it's a black boy problem, a lot of people don't see us as human. So being a black man talking to a black boy, it's like, bro, I understand everything you're going through.
Right.
I understand why you want to touch her ass, but the school understand you a sexual predator. You feel me? But I totally get being in middle school wanting to touch some booty. Like, yeah. So like for us, it's just underrepresentation. Schools are 90% female, and that's not counting black males and counting heterosexual black males. You feel me? Because I'm gonna throw that out there, even though I ain't got no beef with that community. But the fact that we don't have a representation of heterosexual black men that's in a professional space, because we lose our life to jail and prison and death, it's something to be said. You know, we are a oppressed group that people get mad when we decide to do something for us. But black men need somebody to speak for black men, because we go to court and lose our kids, you feel me?
We lose everything.
We lose everything.
Okay, hold on. I'm starting to feel a little on over. It's a little bit of pressure going on about it. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, I definitely feel that.
They take the kids and then charge you and take your license.
All the time. So like you were saying, like the community don't know me as a cameraman. Nobody know me as a cameraman because nobody ever really had to pay for me to be a cameraman. People know me as a problem solver, and what I'm known for the most between the kids is that I do put the youth in the booth, where I took students from my community from the 50s. I put them in a booth with Big Bull, Sneak the Freak, and then I had Kaylin for real, One Take Jay, One Take Quan, and Almighty Suspect mentor. And I guess them niggas, because I'm an old nigga, I'm 31, you feel me? I'm an old nigga. I didn't know these niggas was famous rappers. I had no clue. I never listened to an Almighty Suspect song in my life, you feel me?
Right.
So for the kids, they was like, oh, Mr. Randy, like, this nigga's a nigga. I'm like, that's good for bro. Like, I'm not listening to that shit. If it ain't no motherfucking YG or Nipsey Hussle, I ain't listening to no motherfucking One Take J, like, you know, Arco and shit. Like, I'm an old nigga, like, you feel me? So I'm happy that they was able to come and be mentors to the kids. But like, even when I just seen Zoe, when I walked in, Zoe Simon was up in the building. And
shout out to Zoe.
Shout out to Zoe. But the only thing that these relevant rappers, because I'm not talking about like, I'm a cameraman now, so it's irrelevant rappers that I get picked off the most, right? The relevant rappers that's really famous, that niggas play their music, if you say you work with kids, you got a relationship with them. You can get their personal line, niggas is pulling up. But if you say you got some shit for some grown-ups, man, nobody want to hear. Grown-ups got to pay. Grown-ups got to pay. You feel me?
Yeah, definitely.
Niggas will do for the kids, but they ain't trying to do shit for no grown-ass people. You feel me? You lived your life.
Yeah, it's over.
So,
you not relevant. Quit. You need to stop rapping. You 30-something.
Right. I think the problem is, too, is that, like, a lot of, I feel like the breakdown of communities come from parks right now. Like, you know, with me being a park baby, like, I've been in all parks, working for parks, going to different pools and stuff like that. You had a sense of community from being at different parks, having different people you engaged with, playing different things. I feel like with the pandemic, way before the pandemic, it just like with technology and kids just being different, kids don't hang out like they used to as far as doing recreational, social things, you know what I mean? So for all you people out there that got all these small businesses and y'all got all these pop-up shops, I ask all of y'all and ask y'all to unify yourself and do something more for these kids, because kids are missing out on a lot of things, you know what I mean? And commending you two men on having good, positive things going on for kids, but there are a lot of things that are lapsing, you know what I mean? As far as like mental health is the main thing that a lot of people are now starting to talk about. It's okay to say, you know, I deal with mental health now, but now I feel like it's a term and thing that may be used too loosely. You know what I mean? And then we have all these sexual things that going on with kids nowadays and things like that. As two men that are in the business world, do have a sense of the industry and things like that. What are you going to be able to try to put into your programs or what you do with kids that be able to touch on things like mental health and things like that? Were you guys thinking about those type of issues, dealing with kids and whatnot? One of y'all can go first. It don't matter.
So I do a program called Journaling for Men where I ask you a series of questions. You can purchase it on Amazon. My real name is Randy Bechter. Slauson Activist is a real activist. So I think, especially for men, I was a disagreeable man. I'm not one of the type of people you could tell what to do. So if I was asked a question and just was told to just like give it my best and decide what day I clean up, how do I wake up, create my own schedule, I will follow more what I think is right than what somebody else think is right. And then I could consider, like, if if I'm in a relationship, you my girl, you could give me a suggestion. You can't tell me what to do. You feel me?
Right.
But I will consider it. And if I consider it, put it a part of my program,
it's gonna be there.
Hell yeah, no man bigger than a program. And I think if we do more programs where we let kids have more control and autonomy over themselves, then we have more people that be held accountable because they know that you made that decision.
Well, that's going to be the second half when we talk about this relationship stuff, because I got two questions for the two of you. But what about you as far as with mental health and the youth that you work with?
Well, shoot, what people don't know is acting out is a part of mental health. You acting out because you can't really speak your mind. You can't really express your feelings. So mentally, you just acting hard. You just acting bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
That's
definitely.
what they're doing. They acting.
Definitely. It's a form of getting attention.
Yeah. So that's a part of mental health too. So shout out to.
So I know you're going to start out your mentor program.
I'm about to shout out Amity program because they helped me a lot with the anger management program they got up there, and
shout out to them because they have been doing a lot of work.
Classes I was going and all that. Like,
how did it feel going this week, being someone not in the program, coming back and helping the program? I could tell that it touched you in a different way because I know you, so I know how you are, so I could tell it definitely touched you being there because I could tell how you wanted to help everybody. Like, nigga, I'm on the outside. I'll help you. Like, anything you need, I got you.
Yeah. I mean, going back, because you can't even go back in there if you didn't graduate. So all the motherfuckers that went back to prison for X, Y, and Z, that's on them. But, I stayed up in there 2 years, And then I had to ask myself, like, do I want to change, Not like, do everybody else want me to change? Do I want to change? So I just took the shit serious, the breathing yoga. Ain't no nigga in the hood doing no yoga, man.
Yo, big ass doing yoga. Woo, they had to put a couple of mats.
They teaching niggas yoga. That shit real as fuck.
Shout out to them. They had to put a couple of mats.
Send all your donations to them niggas, man. They teaching niggas yoga.
They put a couple of mats together for your big ass.
They teaching niggas in prison breathing techniques. So that's a real ass program right there.
Yeah, and they have made. I've came across a lot of people that have been in that program, and they have done a lot of things to change the program. So that's one of the things that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about is a lot of these rehabilitation programs do work. A lot of them really do have things that people need. You know what I mean? So I know you guys have talked about what you have done in the community, but I want to talk about your business and what you guys have coming forward. I know you guys have some events coming forward. Let's go ahead and tap into what Juice Program _Cali has going on and what the Slauson Activists has coming forward with your events and things like that. What do people have to come forward to see from you guys?
You got a lot coming up for me, and especially with you with Widescope. We got our music festival.
We got our music festival coming up because you guys know every 10 episodes we have Every 10 episodes, we have a music festival. So we are having our 20th music festival where we're going to have everybody that's been on my last 10 episodes on our music festival. So shout out to Juice Program. You feel me?
That's hard.
We got that coming up.
August
10th.
There we go.
Capital.
State Capitol.
protesting for this time done. Let's get this passed. You know, time done got the Prop 46, the Prop 47 passed for us.
Okay.
It was a big sponsor in that, and a big sponsor in getting all the lifers home. Welcome back, all y'all. You know, don't fall up in the game. Welcome back, though.
Slauson activists, let them know what they got to come.
So I recently just partnered with Social Justice League, the impact content creating community. So they don't only just make content of people that's making a contribution to their community. They also create an impact for those communities that they serve, and while doing so, create documentary films so that people can see people doing the work and making it cool to do the work. I just recently got with Social Justice League. We just did something with Key Riches. We filmed and put his joint out. I'm doing these independent hood film festivals where it's going to be student-led, where I'm going to grab kids from the community and teach them how to be heroes of their own story. Because we are all living a story. We doing it for the story. And sometimes the only story that we telling ourselves is that, nigga, I ain't no bitch. And however we want this shit to get back to the hood is going to be I ain't no bitch. But I'm going to teach kids how to tell other stories on how they could think about their future on, like, overcoming, like, homelessness. You know, being that I'm a chronically homeless person, and I was homeless all my 20s, and I had been from house to house and girlfriend to girlfriend and all that good stuff. I want to help other kids and make sure that we tell stories that's going to not only be for the hood, by the hood, and it's going to benefit the hood.
That part.
I'm you know, COVID is over, so I will be back in teaching an actual classroom, doing what I did as an activist, working on 3 different big events. One is going to be for women, for domestic violence. I got my sister right here that's sitting next to us that she's going to lead it, Rebuild Your Life with Nakia, all that good stuff. I'm already going to do something for the fathers, for Fatherhood the Best Hood, where I'm documenting all the fathers in hip-hop, all the community leaders, and we're going to have, you know, a daughter-daddy dance. We're going to have a seminar with the mom so that we can figure out how to help their sons, and we're going to make sure that some of these nonprofits get the money that they need to still be doing the work in the hood for the hood. You know, really putting shine on these hood heroes, you feel me? And then I still got all the music videos and the OnlyFans coming soon for all you nasty niggas, all right?
Oh my gosh, for all you nasty.
For T Rose, me and T Rose gonna do exclusive music videos. Yeah, it's already one.
Sound effect?
I already got one on Pornhub. You gotta type in Sean Perrier. I already got one on there. So
well, shout out to T Rose and Sean Perrier for that. You feel me? I want to say that I commend you guys. You feel me? Between, you know, doing what we're doing with you doing your brotherhood club, you feel me, big brother, little brother programs, you feel me, by you getting back in the classroom setting, it just shows that people are getting back to basics. You feel me? People are getting back to the basics. You know, it was cool in the pandemic for us to kind of figure out to do what we can, you know, but now it's time for us to do what we can when we can. You feel me? It's time for people to be more self-conscious about what they're doing in their community. You feel me? I need you guys to stay looking forward towards, I'm going to be doing a Women Empowerment Summit. You feel me? We're doing documentaries. We're going to be having a lot of events going on. If you guys are out there, all you artists out there that be tapping in, talking about this is my music, if you can't come out and do none of this community stuff that we got going on, if you can't do nothing for none of these kids, we don't have no time for you. You feel me? We're serious about this. You feel me? We are definitely doing something to give back to the kids. You feel me? We are definitely getting back to our programs, and we just want to take this time to commend you guys as black men. You feel me? Just as men in this world, as fathers, being able to hold down your companies and do what you guys do. You feel me? So we calling y'all out. You feel me? If you really serious out here and you really want to get out here and get back to your community, we calling y'all out. You feel me? So tap in with Slauson Activists, tap in with Juice Program _Cali, tap in with Widescopepodcastradio. Do you guys, in closing, I want you guys to go ahead and say your Instagram. I thank you both for coming on my show. You feel me? And I need y'all to give a message to the people on why they should go ahead and be leaders in their communities. What does leadership mean to you?
Man, before I say what leadership means to me, man, let me get a shout out to South Bay. I got to give a shout out to our sponsors.
Okay.
The South Bay County Clinic, you know, in Palos Verdes.
Okay.
Off of Pacific Coast Highway in Western. Go check them out. Good buzz for the low.
That's right.
But a leader, man, is somebody that's going to stand on all 10s, man, and remember what's right, you know. And people like, how can you tell a person what's right? You can feel in your heart what's right and what's wrong, man, when you're doing it.
That's
you know?
right.
Yeah, it's real. So a leader is just giving the map that you are. It's the journey that you already traveled. So the journey that you traveled is the road that you pave, and now you have this roadmap, and you give it to those that's behind you. You shouldn't help anybody until you help yourself. Everything that you figure out and the things that you come up with on your journey is the gift that you give to the youth. So while you figuring things out, everything that you figured out is going to be the people you help. So whatever you overcoming today is going to be the blessing for the next person.
That part. Well, you guys heard it here today on Widescope Podcast Radio. I want to give a shout out to Blazing Scoops. You feel me? One of our official sponsors. I need to give a shout out to Jazzy Vibes Boutique. You feel me? For dressing me today. I need to give a shout out to Dose of Amar for doing my hair and my eyelashes today and my nails. I want to give a special shout out to them. My boys, you feel me? The people I can call in the midnight hour to talk about the things that I go through. I appreciate you guys coming on my show today and letting people know that you can be incarcerated, you can go through mental health issues, and you can still come out and be a great father, a great businessman, and stand tall and do right for your community. I thank you guys for tuning in on Widescope Podcast Radio today. And it's a wrap. Shout out to Sav for being in the building. You know what the deal is, baby. And it's a wrap, baby.